Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the What's in Your Head podcast.
Digitized live from the
Your company name here.
studios in Cape Coral, Florida. It's the What's in Your Head podcast.
What are you doing?
What's up? OG5. Hi, Jasper. Say hi. Happy Halloween, you crazy fucks. Boo. Ooh, spooky.
Spoopy.
Welcome back to town, Morgan. When are you leaving again?
Sunday morning.
Gotcha. So I thought it would be only appropriate. Dude, you gotta get down. I can't manipulate my chair with you fat 27-pound ass sitting in my lap.
Badass.
I thought it'd only be appropriate to talk old school Halloween. And it'd be interesting to see the differentiates between the three of us because, you know, back when Morgan was a child, they basically had to wear like straw and like coal on their face for makeup because, you know, what was that like 1838? And then Mike growing up, Mike being 7 in 2015, you know, things were a lot different from him. So it'd be an interesting contrast between your all's childhood and my childhood in the 80s when it comes to Halloween. So I guess it would only make sense to start with costumes. Morgan, growing up, did your family tend to go store-bought or homemade when it came to costumes?
Mostly homemade.
Great.
Yes. Elaborate.
Yeah, I mean,
It's called Stretch the Topic. Fill time.
yeah, I mean, ghosts and, the bed
The typical
sheet
bed
with
sheet
the
over the
14
head?
holes. Oh, yeah. A couple of years we did the Charlie Brown bed sheet with all the holes in it and everything. So
Sure.
So is that the extent of your creativity, just cutting holes in a sheet that no one wanted from 6 years ago? Or did you get creative? Did you imitate a movie, a creature, a villain?
Oh, 1 year I was Luke Skywalker, and 1 year I was Indiana Jones. And so, kept up with pop culture.
I think as a young
Miami
kid,
Vice,
you could probably pull off probably Empire Strikes Back Luke Skywalker by just wearing a white karate gi and a black glove. I mean, you could probably get away with it, right? Essentially, that's what he had on. Just wrap some, ace bandages around your ankles. And now you look, hey, boom, there you go. There's a quick Luke Skywalker for you. What about you, Mike? Were you a store-bought guy? Were you a do-it-yourselfer? Were you both? Neither?
No, I think all my stuff was all homemade. Nothing really store-bought. I don't remember. I remember my friends had store-bought stuff. My friend that I grew up with, his parents, I don't know if he bought it or his parents bought it for him, but he got the what's his name from Scream? What was his name?
Ghostface.
Ghostface,
they
yeah.
gave him, yeah.
He bought the Ghostface mask, but it was a cool one because it was one of the ones where you squeeze a pump and it would, the blood would fall.
Yeah,
and
it
all
was
that
the
stuff.
double
And that was
laminated. It had
that was the new thing. Like that was cool, and I remember him doing that, but most of my stuff was homemade and just about, I mean, once I started to get into the ICP and the underground hip hop stuff, then I would paint my face pretty much every year. But before that, I made my own army uniforms and stuff like that. I always went as a soldier or something like that because that was like the one time of the year I got to dress up as to do something that, that I always wanted to do. So everything that I did was homemade.
When I was a kid, it was store-bought. And then when I got older, I would just start making my own. Similar to you, I think when I lived there at Rickenbacker Air Force Base, my brother was in Civil Air Patrol, and he had bought some fatigues from the PX. And so I put on a green HBT shirt, and then you got to have something, right? You need an injury. So I remember I went into my closet, got a metal coat hanger, cut it, wrapped it around the inside of my wrist, and had it come out so it looked like shrapnel. And then I had like fake blood on it. And then I'd wrap like stuff around my head to make it look with ace bandages. And I think I went into the bathroom and or no, not the bathroom, the kitchen, because why would you keep food coloring in the bathroom, you moron? I went into the kitchen and got some red food coloring and I squirted it on the ace bandage and wrapped it around my head. Just basically went between my military fatigues and whatever we had in the kitchen and the first aid cabinet. I'm like, okay, bandage here, wrap a gauze around my head, put some red food coloring on it, and went out. But it's funny because when I was wee little, we had store bought, but store bought was a far cry from the luxuries and the advancements in technology. See,
Of
you guys
today.
had, and probably later in your years, Halloween Express, or you would go to the mall and go to like Spencer's and get the Halloween mask. But the idea of those high-end rubber Hollywood style masks in the 70s and 80s, those didn't exist unless you were
Yeah.
like in Hollywood or a big fan of Fangora magazine and you had $300 to mail away for it.
Right.
We were kids, and you'll remember this, Morgan. You'd go to like Toys R Us or a lot of people's forgotten about Children's Palace. Children's Palace was around before Toys R Us. But you, I want to be He-Man. I want to be Casper. I want to be Mickey Mouse. It was literally a plastic smock with a drawing on it. Yeah, almost like overalls, little plastic overalls, plastic like trash bag grade plastic, things that would have nowadays wouldn't even sell because of the choking hazard. But it was basically a jumpsuit where it was tied in the back, and then they had this plastic molded mask which had the sharpest edges in the world. You would have a little rubber band and you would slide it over your head, and it would have no shit a little slit about, oh, I don't know, a 16th of an inch. That was your breathing hole. Two little tiny holes of probably the diameter of a Q-tip for your nose, and two little tiny slots. No peripheral vision. You got this plastic smock on, so if you lived anywhere warm, you're dying of sweat. That thing barely fits, so you're walking like this. You got a mask on, no peripheral vision. But the best part, which I've always was sad for my kids, our Halloween took place. You ready for this? After dark.
Oh.
Our shit didn't start until 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it ran till 10. Not this, hey, safety first.
Yeah, 4 p.m.
4
shit.
p.m. to 7:30. It's you got to wear sunglasses with your goddamn Halloween costume. So we're walking around in this plastic gear with a mask on, with no peripheral vision, barely able to breathe with our pumpkin, walking around in the dead of night. And unless you lived in the suburbs of the city, you barely had street lamps. And that was our costume. It was, and you'd get paper cuts and it's all the. I can still remember the smell. Did you ever have any of those store-bought masks?
Yeah. Mine probably had lead paint on them too.
Oh yeah,
So
and
that's
it was,
probably why I'm a little special now.
and it's so crazy the minute details you remember. It was affixed with. Remember the candy necklaces you would eat? You know that little thin piece of elastic? It was affixed with that, but it had two little metal doodads on the end, so they basically stuck it in the hole and it acted like a molly bolt. And that was the only thing. And so you just walk up behind your little brother and just smack him in the back of the head.
Oh.
And so that was our like high end. And I can only imagine that the retail of those were probably $5, which sounds cheap. But keep in mind, the average cost of a G.I. Joe in 1983 was $3.25. So a $5 costume, that was pretty steep money back then.
Sure.
And then, did you go with the pillowcase or with the orange pumpkin?
Pillowcase.
I did pillowcase, yeah.
Yeah. Because you knew you were gonna fill that bitch up. You weren't gonna you walk around the first 10 houses and that pumpkin was full.
That's where I was
You
lucky
weren't
because
using that.
once I moved to Ohio, I moved into a neighborhood, a development instead of a farm. So I moved into development and a lot of houses, a lot of candy, fill it up quick.
See
Carry
that
on,
that
I'm gonna
was
shut the door because my daughter's voice is bleeding over.
oh. That was I want him to hear this too, but go on, get the fuck out. What are you, some kind of asshole? Fucking dogs.
No, Jasper
the
went out,
fuck?
but Bailey and Chloe refused to, and so then he
Yeah.
went back in because all the
Oh
rest.
no, we saw the whole thing. What was I gonna
Jasper's my
say?
only other dude in a house full of women. So
Yeah.
me, Carrie, Sariana, Chloe, and Bailey.
It's just you two.
This has been a Digital 410 production.